amazing people here at the Greene County Democrats picnic. This is an incredible turnout, and I will be honest, it's a little bit intimidating to speak in front of all of you. I'm usually the person that's behind the scenes doing the budget and doing the stuff that it takes to get the party rolling. Our chair, Stephen Weber, has been doing an incredible job going across the state. He's been to over 65 counties out of Missouri's 114 in the past couple of months, and he's been coming and speaking to local Democratic clubs like this. So given this great turnout, I wanted to ask, how many of you have been to a Greene County Democrats event before? Claps for them, yeah. And then how many of you, this is your first time going to an event? You can't see it on the live stream, there were a lot. It's really incredible to me to see so many faces out here that are coming together because the Democratic Party is bringing y'all together. And because of the fact that we need to work together to move forward and elect Democrats in the future to fight for things like public education, health care, and just our basic human rights. And unfortunately, we're in a tough position right now. There's no question about that. But it's amazing to me whenever I go to different counties, seeing how many people are turning out because it's so needed right now. And so I wanted to thank all of you for coming out because this is the first step for many of you in starting to work for Democratic candidates and starting to work for as activists and advocates across the state. So thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to all of the people at the state party. So the first thing I wanted to talk to y'all about a little bit was what the party's been doing. So I'm new as of January. Stephen Weber, our state party chair, is new as of January. And what we've been doing is trying to rebuild the party just like the Greene County Democrats have been re-strategizing. What we knew that we had to do was focus on three essential things whenever we came to the party. The first was recruiting candidates across the state, not just in districts that we're used to recruiting candidates in, but every single district that we can get our hands on a Democrat, they should have someone running, because what's important is that everybody has the opportunity to vote for a Democrat. It's something that I think I would be personally very, very upset if I didn't have the opportunity even to vote for somebody who believed that healthcare is a human right and that education should be funded and should be given to people at equal opportunity. So that's the number one thing that we focused on doing, and that's been something that's been missing in the past. In 2006, 120 House districts were filled, 120 out of 163. That's not that bad. In 2016, this last year, whenever obviously we lost a lot of state legislative districts, only 97 were filled. So we really lacked in candidate recruitment. So that's why we're focusing on that, and why the Greene County Democrats are focusing on that as well. So that's something that if you are ever thinking about running for office, if you know somebody that you think should run for office, please talk to them. The first thing you can do is ask, and then the second thing you can do is email run@MissouriDems.org and tell us who we should be talking to. Because we want to get as many awesome Democrats working towards our goals in 2018 and 2020 as possible. And then the second thing that we focused on doing at the party is messaging. Because one of the things that our candidates have said in the past is that we need to have stronger messaging from the state party that they can echo, and that they can mimic, and that they can use whenever they're knocking doors in their communities. And so what we've done is we've hired a press secretary and we've hired a digital director. So we've actually expanded our communications capacity a lot, which I'm really, really proud of as an executive director and as somebody who runs the organization. These people have been messaging and holding Republicans accountable for their cuts to health care in Missouri, for the things that they're doing on the state legislative level that often get left behind. And I think they've done a fantastic job of that. The other thing that we're doing in the digital sphere is making sure that whenever there's something whenever there's misinformation out there, or whenever we feel that people need to know about something, we have a group of digital sharers, our social network of folks that can sign up on our Show Me Truth Team email, and we can tell you what to share and whenever we need to combat misinformation from Republicans or anything like that. So what you could do is you could join our Show Me Truth team, and you'll get email telling you how you can engage in the digital sphere with the Missouri Democratic Party. So that's the second thing that we focused on doing. And the third thing that we focused on doing is showing up. Because for a long time, the state Democratic Party hasn't been around to every part of the state. Like I said, Stephen Weber has been to over 65 counties just since from January to now, which is a lot of miles on his car. I've been down to Pemiscot County, I've been here, I've been across the state, and it's been a great lesson for me because I'm continually inspired by the people that show up and by how many people are showing up. These are times that are important, and times that are important to work towards your goals. Not just talking about it, not just sharing on Facebook, not just voting in the ballot box, although that's very important and you should encourage everyone to vote, but also showing up and knocking doors and making calls. It's so desperately needed. And it's so desperately needed for people who aren't just a presidential candidate, for people who are on the state legislative level. We have so many great leaders in the state that need your help. So one thing that I would really hope that everybody would take away from today is that you should sign up for at least one volunteer shift. At least one. That's how I got hooked on politics whenever I was in college. So whenever I started college at Mizzou, I decided I was going to knock doors through Southern Remley Castle. I didn't know much. I knew that I was a Democrat, and I knew that I really was inspired by this female senator that was a Democrat in the state of Missouri. But whenever I went off and knocked doors, you learn so much about your community, and you learn so much about what people care about, and how you can advocate and fight for those things. So knock doors, and knock doors for your state legislative candidates, for people who are running for the state senate, for people who are running for the state legislature. Because they're going to need as much help as they can get. And so the easiest way you can do that is to sign up with your local Democratic club. Sign up with the Greene County Dems. Let them know that you want to volunteer and you want to help, because they're the ones that are going to know exactly which candidates you should be working for and exactly how much you can do. So dedicate your time this cycle, because we are truly in unique times, and we have to do as much as we possibly can without holding ourselves back or thinking, maybe I should just relax today. In times like these, we can't relax. We have to fight as hard as possible, because this is stuff that we need to make a change. And I think that this cycle and this year of 2017 and 2018, is the time to do that. So the time is now. Make your change. Sign up for a volunteer shift. Get your friends to run for office as Democrats, and spread the message as much as you possibly can, because it is so important that you do that. I thank you all so much for letting me talk to you, and if my voice was a little shaky, I usually don't talk to crowds this large. So I just appreciate you all so much, and it's really awesome for us to see whenever we go to these areas, or whenever we go across the state, how many people are enthusiastic about changing our country and making sure that we remain as a beacon of hope as much as possible. Thank you so much, and I will turn it back over.